Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. To my returning subscribers, thank you for staying, and to my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on this platform. So today, most of the Americans have shown how stressful and outrage and fear they are experiencing due to revocation of their passport recently. So take it as a scenario whereby you have planned a trip out of the American or out of the United States of America, you with your family, friends, relatives, or even spouse. So you decide to travel, and then upon reaching your destination, you go to check in with the immigration department, and then you find that your passport has been revoked. This has brought a lot of reaction with most of the Americans, and people need answers. People need to know why this system has been established without them knowing rather. And guys, let's say for example you just reach a country and they're checking your details on the system and you're no longer on the system. This has affected most of the people, especially with the dual citizenship, and also some of the immigrants who are there actually, who are US citizens legally. So let's see how different people are reacting to this particular issue.
If you're American and you have an international trip coming up, I know you're probably panicking right now if you've been seeing the viral videos of people saying that they went on vacation, they traveled, got to their destination, and then upon arrival, they found out that their passports were canceled, and it was not canceled by them. They were told that their passport was canceled because it was reported lost or stolen. See, the thing is, it's not easy to report it as lost and stolen. You have to go through a bunch of different steps. It's not a simple clerical error. And that can be terrifying real time because now you're in this country. You don't have anyone to support you and you don't have access. So people are reporting that they've been detained, they've been sent right back, or they had to rush to the embassy and then spend hundreds of dollars, $300 and upwards, to get an emergency passport on the spot. The reality of the situation right now, we do not know how often this happens because they don't keep track of how many times passports that have been reported stolen was correct or it was a false report. But we do know currently it is a growing problem. And people are wondering, is this a method of revenge or control? They don't want people to travel?
I was deported from Thailand, and it's because the American system is failing you in a way that you don't even know about. So on December 28th, me and my girlfriend fly from Miami, Florida to Doha, Qatar to Bangkok, Thailand. And upon arrival, I go into immigration and I'm told that my passport is flagged as lost or stolen by Interpol. So in case you don't know, the only way that it can be marked as lost is if you yourself mark it as lost. You need your social security number, your birth certificate, you need all of your personal information to mark it as lost. I did not do that. So here I am, about as far away from the United States as I could possibly be, with an invalidated passport flagged by Interpol, International Police, to which I did not know about. I'm then told that I am not allowed to enter the country and I'm detained until I am back on United States soil. So I'm getting deported with an invalidated passport that I used to book 6 international flights, and I got on 2 of those international flights with an invalid passport. And I know for sure that it wasn't a mistake, it's actually invalid, because when we got back to the States, Customs told me that it was lost, and it was marked lost 1 month after I got the passport. So this means I didn't even have the passport in the mail yet and it was marked as lost. But I got it, and then 6 months later, I used that invalidated passport to book 6 international flights and I got on 2 of them. So they had no more information for me, so I contacted the Department of the State, like the department of the government that's responsible for this. And they said they have no idea what I'm talking about. They've never heard of this situation before, and they tell me to go to another department. So I called the National Passport Information Center, and in their system, it's not marked as lost. There's no problem with my passport from the National Passport Information Center. They told me that different departments handle the application of your passport, and there's a completely different department that handles whether or not it's lost or stolen.
This is pretty big news in the travel world this week, so let me fill you in and give you my take. There have been 5 TikTok videos I've seen of people coming forward saying that they traveled outside of the United States and were stopped by Interpol, the international police, because their passports had been marked as stolen and therefore were invalid. They had to either return home or go to the embassy and get an emergency passport that day. But every single one of these people is saying, I have my passport, I've used it, I didn't mark it stolen. A guy who went to Thailand and had this happen to him said that he called the Department of State, called Homeland Security, the U.S. Passport Office. No one had any information, but from a TikTok comment, he was able to find out that his local passport office had been the one to mark it as stolen. And we don't know why yet. It's like happening this week. I'm seeing all these stories come out. I've seen a few reports say that it's clerical error. My belief is that it is AI. I think that more companies and even the US federal agencies, which is insane, are using AI to do some of these things. And I think it's AI marking people's passports as invalid or stolen. And if you're wondering if you can check if your passport's valid before one of your upcoming trips, unfortunately, you cannot. The only way you'll find out is by traveling outside the country, which is when you perhaps least want to find that out.
So guys, as you can see, under the leadership, or rather the administration of Donald Trump, a lot of people are in trouble right now. So this brings to question that if you have a dual citizenship in America, you might be in trouble as well. Especially if you have African roots, you might be in trouble. So this has brought a lot of concerns, and I just want you to tell me if you have experienced this where you are right now, if you are in America and you have experienced this, and if not, what are the legal procedures that are taken. Let's say, for example, when you find that your name is not in the system and your passport was actually reported lost and you're not the person who did that. So what are the legal procedures that somebody who has experienced that can take, and what is the administration also saying about this?